Sanmanani Dumelang, hello, it is me, Mr. Moati, aka Tishela. I am the RPS Grade 5 Maths teacher for 2024, and I basically just made this video as a bit of an orientation for both the parents and the learners. No, my head is not an apple, this is what I actually look like. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I basically use this channel as a form of support for my learners. Whenever I teach a concept in class that I think needs a bit more explaining, I record a video and then I upload it onto this channel free of charge. So if you could please just subscribe and check out the videos that are on this channel. I will be sending links on the parents WhatsApp group so you know exactly which videos the learners are supposed to focus on. I'm truly hoping that this will go a long way in helping out learners who need to understand concepts a bit better even when they're at home. This message here is specifically for the parents. Now we all know that mathematics is not a very popular subject amongst our learners, and I would like to change that. It's basically my life's mission to try and get learners to fall in love with mathematics as much as I can. And this is where I'm going to need your help, particularly around the mentality and the mindset that a lot of these kids have towards mathematics. I want to change their thinking about numbers, right? For a lot of them, maths is this monster that is just, difficult, and impossible. And that's really something that I would like to get rid of, right? We need to change the mindsets of our learners. Maths anxiety is a real thing. I also do understand that some of this thinking is learned and inherited from parents, because a lot of us parents go, well, I was never a maths person, so you're not going to be a maths person either. First of all, there's no such thing as a maths person or someone who's not a maths person, That's the first myth that I would just like to bust right now. So let's please try to get our learners to get rid of that mindset. Now, this is going to happen when we take a couple of steps. 1, ensure that your child is practicing maths as much as they can. You can start off small, start off with 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes I find is the perfect sweet spot. And this is outside of homework, right? I mean, actually practicing sums and working out a lot of the material independently, right? Or even with your help. Because the more they practice maths, the better they get at maths. And this is really what we want for our learners, right? For them to practice as much as they can. There are many resources online that can help provide support, even away from my YouTube channel. And if you need any help identifying these, although I am going to make a video about this soon, you can just schedule to come see me at the school, or you can give me a call at the school and we set up a time and we talk, and I try to help as much as I can, because at the end of the day I do want for my learners to perform as best as they possibly can. Now let's get to the technical stuff. So each learner will basically receive 3 books throughout the year. On the first term they only get 2 books, right? So one is what we call the red book. It is basically an exercise book with a red cover page. On this book, they basically get their support, class and home activities, and all of the necessary documentation, like the program of assessment, which gives a rough date of when they will be writing assessments and what those assessments will be based on. So watch out for that. It should be pasted in their red books. Right. Also on the red book, I will be posting a DBE workbook exercise guide, right? So this is in relation to another book that each learner will be getting, the DBE workbook, which you probably are familiar with because they used it also in grade 4. So the DBE workbook is basically an exercise book complete with activities and page numbers, activity numbers. Learners are basically expected to work on the DBE book every single day, right? Every single day. Now, I will hand out a guide that shows you what work should be completed and by what date. It's a very specific guide that really is quite easy to interpret. So if ever you wonder whether or not your child is behind or has homework, you just open the guide, which will be pasted among the front pages on their red book, and then you correlate the dates with what the work that has been done in the DBE book, right? And this will give you an idea of whether or not your child is behind, ahead, or working on par with everybody else, right? Learners are expected to do all of their work. Learners are expected to do all of their homework. I understand sometimes you have situations that come up and a learner can't do their homework. I would appreciate it if maybe a letter was sent by the parent or the caregiver to inform me, so I know to give the child an extra chance. We want to create a culture where learners are held accountable and they do their work to the best of their possibilities and capabilities. Right. It's been about 6 minutes now, and I'm pretty sure that's about all I had to say. Oh, and also, should your learner require any additional help, I do have some extra classes on the side. You can just WhatsApp me on this number here. But also, once again, remember this YouTube channel here will also offer as much support as I possibly can churn out on my very busy schedule. But thank you very much for tuning in.